All right, we're gonna remove that. All right. Well, now that you guys can actually hear me, and it's not an empty void. So let's see. We are working on Fallout 2D20 today. I'm gonna have to go through this whole recap. I already kind of did this, but it's all right. Yeah, I know it's not my most popular thing, but you know, it's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that I have to do anyways, for my games every Saturday. So I was like, why not just stream it? So here we are. Long story short, I did accidentally miss a recap for session 8. This one was kind of like a side quest, kind of make all of it up on the spot kind of thing, because one of my players was missing. So since I had a Halloween event planned for that day, I ended up having to shift it down to the next week, which was after Halloween, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick recap on that, so that way I can have this down. I can have it. I'm just gonna do a brief little like bullet points essentially, and then we're gonna move forward to what happened last week with the actual Halloween special, and then from there forward we're gonna work on just working on story. Let me see. I'm getting a couple texts. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, sorry. One of my let's see. Sorry, my girlfriend texted me now. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. We're just gonna work on a recap. Then we're gonna work on last week's recap, and then we're gonna get to working on story. Shouldn't be too long. It's probably gonna be like maybe an hour, hour and a half, maybe. Not too long. But then we're gonna go ahead and just kind of move forward from there. So for session 8, what happened was players woke up in the dugout inn. They walked outside, and Jack, one of my players, decided to go find Abraham. He's the player who was missing that week, and see what he was up to in the All Faiths Chapel. Upon finding Abraham, he successfully stole his bourbon from his backpack and made his escape without Abraham being the wiser. Okay. So yeah, he was kind of messing with my player who was out that week, just because he kind of called out like very last minute, which, I mean, no shame on anyone, you know, it happens, life happens. But just to kind of like poke a little bit, he decided to steal his bourbon because his character is a bit of an alcoholic. And so that's like the one way to get to him. So he stole a bourbon of his. He didn't do anything major. It wasn't like a major thing. It was just a tiny little thing that he wanted to kind of have fun with. So I let him do that. He stole his bourbon. And then Jack then rejoined the group who had gathered outside of the cattle. I'll say Brahmin pins, actually. Pen, not pin. Where a slight commotion had begun. After my back. Let's see. After meeting Solomon the owner of the Chem I Care. He requested the services of the party to help get a replacement Brahmin as one of their theirs. Is that how you spell it? There? No. Is it just theirs? I thought no, there's no apostrophe. Okay. As one of theirs has a broken leg. The group was then directed to Bright Side Dairy Farms south of Diamond City, where they will meet Larry, the owner, and ask for a Brahmin. Solomon provided the group with funds and sent them on their way. The group then quickly made their no, I already kind of said that. So quickly arrived at the farm where they were greeted by a, well, what's the right word? An interesting fellow. Larry. Let's see. The group once inside. Wow, let me go that. Let me back that up. Once inside the farm, Larry began offering his services to the party where he had ran around the topic of discussion, attempting to upsell the party where Apollo, one of my other players, began inquiring about a potential rad scorpion pet for sale. During this discussion, Jack had once again slipped away from the group and began ransacking Larry's abode. After stealing everything he could carry, he then slipped back into the group without anyone noticing he had been gone. He did a really good stealth roll, so he was able to slip back in while they were kind of discussing with Larry about the rad scorpion. So no one really was paying attention to the fact that he had been gone, as everyone was kind of enamored with the rad scorpion situation. So let's see. I'm sorry, I got another text. Okay, cool. One of my players just kind of asked if we could start playing a little earlier, and he's the one we were kind of accommodating by playing late. So I'm pretty sure no one's gonna have an issue if we start playing earlier. That just gives us potentially more time. So that's cool. All right, back to this. So let's see. After stealing everything he could carry, he then slipped back into the group without anyone noticing he had been gone. Apollo was then introduced to the quote-unquote fine specimen of a rad scorpion that Larry had been sorry, I just got another text from let's see, that Larry had been boasting about, and found it to be a tattered and we'll call it mildly amputated creature. Apollo informed Larry Larry that he would only purchase a fully intact rad scorpion and agreed to a deal with Larry for him to procure more suitable beasts. I just don't want to keep saying rad scorpion. So I'm trying to find other words to say. Let's see. The group then followed Larry to his barn, where he then sold them 2 Brahmin, 1 for Solomon, and 1 to X, one of my player characters, where the group then returned to Diamond City and provided Solomon with the replacement known as beefcake. The beefcake was the Brahmin that they bought for Solomon. And the group apparently loves beefcake now. So beefcake's the thing. Solomon thanked the group, gave them a little extra as a tip, where the trader, what was her name? Linda? I think it's Linda. Then introduced herself to the group as she was the owner of the Brahmin who they purchased the Brahmin for. Linda was a ghoul who notably wore a Pip Boy, which sparked Jack's interest, where they found out she had known someone from a vault who left it with her after they passed. This is just kind of something I made up just to kind of give a little bit of intrigue because they seemed curious about her, so I just created something for her. Because if you read the module of Winter of Adam, that's not in it, so I just kind of made that up. Just add a little bit of spice to Linda. I think her name's Linda. I can't remember. It's in the module. I can correct myself later. But yeah, that's pretty much where session 8 ended. So now that's done, we can go on to session 9. God, fuck. Session 9. God, we've been doing this for 9 sessions already. Holy crap. So yeah. Let's see. Session 9. Abraham had rejoined the group. This one I'm just gonna breeze through because I can't. Abraham had rejoined the group after he finished converting his new follower, and leaving him with the children of Adam within the All Faiths Chapel. I'm actually going to do this like bullet points this time. I know I said I was kind of do it like bullet points, but now I'm actually going to do it like bullet points, and I'll just kind of fill the gaps whenever I'm saying it. So yeah, he left his person with the children of Adam. Before, actually, I'll add on to this one. Before leaving, Abraham had met with Hobbs. I believe that's how I spelled the name. Who was a survivor of an attack outside the glowing sea, where he had discovered what looked like a vault. Abraham plotted the location of said vault and then rejoined the group. Let's see. There you go. I'll erase that part. He finished converting his follower, leaving with the children. Before leaving, there we go. All right. He then rejoined the group, where he then found about Jack stealing some of his booze, and informed them of the vault. The group promptly purchased whatever supplies they had felt they needed for their journey, and then set out to the glowing sea. Their journey was fairly calm until they had reached the cave Abraham had heard about, where they then decided to camp out at the entrance until morning. Let's see. During their rest, the group, the ones on their watch through the night, began experiencing things they couldn't necessarily explain, such as whispers, chills, and ominous presences, we'll call it. Presences. Once morning came, the group gathered their things, turned on their lights, and then headed deeper into the cave in search of the vault door. Oof, my wrist is getting a little tired. It's a lot of typing. Alright, so they went deeper into the cave, and then they were searching for the vault door. In the cave, they discovered bodies littered on the floor with the markings of blood bugs that Hobbs had mentioned, but no bugs were in sight. Deeper in the cave, the group found what looked like a control panel, where as soon as Apollo and Abraham approached it, the lights slowly began coming alive. Faintly began to glow. Yeah, we'll call it like that. They faintly began to illuminate the platform. Upon further inspection, they discovered this door would, then we'll say the control panel was fairly damaged, but if someone with repair skills could, no, that's a little too much. But Jack decided to attempt to rewire the system in hopes to open the vault. After a successful repair check, Jack then powered on the system and set the door to open, where the door was then lit up, showing a large 93 plastered in the center of the door. Obviously, this is now Vault 93. It's just a homebrew thing that I made up. So it's not anything like from a game. Just something that I kind of worked on. Okay, so Vault 93. With the vault now opening, the group then went inside and began exploring the interior. Let's see. yeah. Once inside, a few members of the party noticed a odd the shadows along the walls moving in odd ways, almost like they were just in odd ways. As Benjamin Franklin began detecting anomalies. How do you spell anomaly? Fuck. How do you spell anomalies? A-N. Fuck. Is it A? And anomalies? Oh, whoops. I always fucking forget to do that. There we go. Okay. Anomalies. All right, I guess that's right. I thought it was an O. Let's see. So Franklin began. Oh, Benjamin Franklin is a protectron that one of my players repaired and now has a companion. So Benjamin Franklin. He was originally Clamps. He didn't like that name. So the moment that he heard the protectron's name, he immediately hotwired it and reprogrammed it to now be Benjamin Franklin. So that's my players. So let's see. They began detecting anomalies. Yeah. Deeper within the vaults, the group then opened the what would you call it? I should probably go to the vault. Yeah, because they were here. This was the vault door entrance. Oh yeah, this is the map that I made. It's pretty cool. It's the most in-depth map that I've ever made. So I'm really hoping that they like this. I put a lot of work into this. I know there's obviously maps that are way better, but for me, this is definitely the best that I've done so far. So I'm proud of it. So yeah, they were here. This is the vault entrance. And then they headed down the corridor and they went to this room, which was kind of like a prep room before you could head to the exit. So like this is where they had like their rad suits and their supplies. And so yeah, this is, I guess I would call it a prep room. We'll call it the prep room. I'm settled on it. Prep room. Open the prep room where a few of the members began having visions of the past. Once out of, I'm gonna stop worrying about caps. Once out of the vision, the group, no, actually, those who were entranced mostly stayed quiet about what they saw. They literally didn't tell those who, because there was only 2 people who passed my little check that I had. Because essentially the way I did it was that I had them do an intelligence perception, or no, an intelligence survival check. Kind of similar to like a kind of like in D&D whenever you do a wisdom check. I kind of based it off of that, and I did it with intelligence and survival. And those who failed got shoved into the vision, and those who passed, they saw the players who failed their eyes essentially like rolled back into their heads and they were just like frozen still. And so that's what the ones who passed saw, and then the ones who failed saw the vision, which I have that written down in here. So I mean, I'll probably eventually get to it. So those who failed saw the vision. Once they were out of the vision, like I said, those who failed, there was 3 of them, and they decided to not say a goddamn word of what they saw. So those who didn't see it don't know what happened. So yeah, they just got freaked out because their party members just froze. So yeah, once they were out, they saw. They stayed quiet about what they saw during the vision, and began rummaging through the prep room. After they stepped, after that, they then moved to the main hall, where once inside, a few of the party members again began seeing a vision of odd markings all over the interior walls. Yeah, I kind of came. So there's this hidden language that I'm utilizing that was based off of a TikToker I found, where he creates languages and kind of like coded languages that you can use for D&D. But I decided to use it because I thought it would be very fitting for this. And it was from, let me see, what was the guy's name? I think it's the Alchemy book. I think that's what his name was. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure it was the Alchemy book. Yeah. On TikTok, his name is the Alchemy Book. I would definitely recommend checking him out if any of you DMs out there need like a reference for hidden messages or secret little I guess you could call it hidden languages, like little inscription languages that you can make. It's pretty much like just a 1-for-1 replacement of the alphabet and the number system. So that way you can create your own little coded messages. And the one that I used, I believe, was called Insaniac or Insanic. And yeah, it's really sick. I'd highly recommend checking it out because my players liked it. So now they have some hidden messages that they need to go through and hopefully decode, because once they get through the last few visions that I have planned, they should be learning how to decode it, so that way they can get like the hidden back part of the lore that I'm kind of building for this vault. And I'm going to tie it into the main story, because for those of you, spoilers, fair warning, for those of you who plan to play the Winter of Adam, spoilers real quick. It's very Cthulhu-esque, if you will. It's very cosmic horror kind of based. And so I want to tether this vault into that. So saying like the eldritch being that the last son of Adam is tethered to, I want this to kind of be like another spot that eldritch god's tentacles, his tendrils had kind of dug into, seeing as how this vault was littered with anger and fear and desperation. And I want it to be like he twisted that and molded them into what they are now, which is essentially ghosts. which I know it's a little far and few between in the Fallout world, but it's not too far fetched. So, I mean, if you look at the whole Dunwich situation in Fallout, that's kind of where this is based off of on my end. I kind of based it off of that and their whole eldritch horror kind of themes, and so that's kind of what this is based off of. And I kind of just mixed in the eldritch themes in the Winter of Adam with the Dunwich and just kind of created my own little thing with the help of ChatGPT, just to kind of get some ideas. And yeah, that's how this was born. And I just kind of kept working on it and tweaking it and coming up with a bit of like a story of the overseer and how, she knew that this vault was never going to open up. And she just kind of continuously manipulated the people into believing in her and trusting in her that Vault Tech was going to help them. And as she was studying them, when it got closer to when she was going to actually open it up, I wanted it to be like where those little flickers of this eldritch god was like starting to twist her thoughts. And so that's kind of the direction that I'm going with this. And I think it's going to be cool. I think it'll be really, really cool once all the pieces get put together. And it was fitting for Halloween. So yeah, that's kind of where this is at. But yeah, let's see. I think that's pretty much where I'm going to leave the recap there. I kind of don't want to work on that anymore, if I'm going to be honest. So we're going to go ahead and move to the actual Vault of This is called, I'm calling it the Vault of Whispers, Vault 93. I guess I should change this a little bit. And we'll do Vault 93. So that way I don't forget that this is Vault 93. So yeah, this is Vault 93. So this is kind of just what I was planning on them to go through. So feel free to pause it if you're ever interested and want to incorporate this into your Fallout 2D20 game. So yeah, this is kind of something that I worked on. And so this was like whenever they first entered, their visions that they saw. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this didn't they some of my players are choosing to fail my intelligence checks. So they're essentially, there's no point in me saying like those who fail because some of them are just not trying to pass. So one way or the other they're gonna see it. And I didn't even need to do this part because they went to the door anyways. I didn't even have to tempt them. So yeah, now we can get back to what's currently going on in the session and what I want to happen. So let's see. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of this. Let's see. So, because currently they are here, let me minimize this. Currently they're in this room. They just encountered what looked like a family in this room. They're assuming the father, this was the mother, and then this was the child. Because Abraham, he's the child of Adam. He's very religious. And so, he's the one who's been getting most of the visions because he's one of the ones who are choosing to fail. So that way he can, immerse himself in this. So he saw a vision of actually him and Nova, the other child of Adam. They both saw the vision of a family here. The daughter was in the center. She was playing with her toys. The mom was in the chair and the dad was in the other chair. And they saw them playing together. It was a happy family. They were laughing, enjoying their time. And then they immediately stopped what they were doing. They froze. And then they slowly turned and looked at the players, where their expressions went from a big smile and a joyful scene, a scene of warmth, and it just slowly turned colder and colder as their gaze just locked in with them, as their eyes went dead and their smiles fell. And that's what they saw. And so they were snapped back into reality, where Apollo was currently going to be attacked by what looked like, or what they could assume was, the father spirit, which he actually is a wraith. And he decided to try to make peace, seeing as how Apollo, he had been grabbed by the father spirit, and the father spirit was trying to give him a message. But Apollo was too freaked out by the fact that he had been essentially frozen in place by the spirit. And so he thought it was trying to attack him. It wasn't. But Abraham is trying to like mediate the situation. And yeah, it's going pretty good so far. He was able to calm the situation. Abraham is now trying to learn more about what's going on. Because over here, he got a second message, because they had the first message here, which was all along the walls. The way I described it was that as they entered the room, those who failed the check, their eyes had a massive flash of white, just like it did whenever they weren't in here. Their eyes were blinded white, and then they were immediately snapped back into the scene that they are currently standing in. The only difference is that every inch of every wall, every surface, was scratched in with these bright illuminating neon green markings. I think I could pull it up. Let me, because I I actually wrote down and drew out these physical letters that they could see. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do it like this. Excuse me while I try to get this set up for you, so that way you guys can see it. Images. Okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and save the image. Save it. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Let me go over here, and then I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna make a new page. Vault markings. We'll call it that. We're gonna import image source. Can choose. There we go. All right. Yeah. So it was like this. This was the first one they got. This is the one that they see throughout these walls. If you pull up the Insanic language that I had mentioned from the alchemy book on TikTok, you could translate this yourself. I did kind of make a mistake. THs are supposed to have their own symbol, but I kind of didn't do that because I am dumb. And so I just did letter by letter. So yeah, feel free. You are welcome to try to translate this. And if you do find out what it is, you're cool. But yeah, so this is what they saw. This message was littered all throughout the walls. Every inch of it was littered with these markings, just repeating endlessly, as the markings grew brighter and brighter. Then after a few moments seeing this vision, their vision once again, boom, was blinded white, and then they were snapped back to reality, where everything had gone back to what it originally was. The markings were gone, and they were welcome to explore again. And so that's the first vision of the markings that they had. Here, they had a scene. Sorry, I'm not going to explain this. But yeah, so in here, whenever he was sitting in the couch here, he then saw a silhouette of what looked like some spirits sitting in the couches. They once again stared at him. This one was not in a vision. He literally saw their silhouettes as he entered this room. And he decided to go sit where he sees them sitting and try to envelop himself in it. And so as he sits down, he feels this cold presence essentially just wrap around every inch of his body. And then he is, yeah. So it was as he sat down, where he once saw the presence, because they disappeared whenever he went to approach it. Because he entered the room, he saw them, and then as he started walking towards it to try to communicate with them, they disappeared. So then he decided to sit where the spirits were, and he just was focusing on this chill that had been running down his spine, and he just gave himself to it. And so he was then given another vision, where it was almost like his eyes, these markings, the second markings. It's similar to the one that it was, but it's a different message. The second vision was that it was like these markings were engraved onto his eyes themselves. So no matter where he was looking, all he could see was this message. And it was once again bright green, illuminating, and that is all he could see, like if it was carved into his eyes. And after a few moments, he was back to where he was. The vision was gone. The presence, he still felt it. But Apollo decided to go to another room while everyone is in here, and he blew up the bathroom with a grenade. Because, like I said, he came in here, he stood right in this spot right here. Then a spirit was right here that appeared directly in front of him, and that's whenever it locked him up. And once it locked him up, he was given the same vision of the markings that Abraham had when he was sitting here. Because this spirit was trying to speak to him too. But Apollo didn't like it. He didn't accept it. And he then fought back and threw a grenade in the bathroom. And the ghost then wanted to get revenge because he meant to harm him. So that's whenever Abraham got out of his little vision that he was having, came over here. And that's whenever they started speaking with this family. And kind of learning about what's going on there. So yeah, that's essentially where we stopped. Because one of my players was getting tired. This was like at 2 a.m. Because we run pretty late, so it was like at 2 a.m. whenever we were going through this. But yeah, so that's where everything stands. And so now, I kind of want to just keep pressing this situation that's going on here. So they're currently communicating with this family. So I'm going to go ahead and start saying, let's see, as the spirit, or we'll say Wraith, begins attempting to communicate, with Abraham. Because Abraham seems to be the one who's like really pushing communication with these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and keep working on this. As the Wraith begins to communicate with Abraham, he attempts to tell him that this place isn't... No. That this place molded them into what they are. The Wraith will tell them to find Evelyn. Is that how you spell her name? Evelyn. I think that's how you spell it, right? Evelyn, yeah, okay. And have her free them of this torment. Okay. Yeah, because essentially the final thing will be them meeting the overseer, Evelyn. Mercine. Sorry. I don't even know if that's how you probably spell it, but whatever. So yeah, I want them to eventually meet Evelyn. And then that's whenever they're gonna find out finally what actually had happened here. Oof, my back. Let's see. The ghosts will then fade away as long as the party doesn't antagonize them further, and will allow them to investigate more of the vault. So yeah, essentially I kind of want to have like little family scenes in each situation. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a bullets, and we're going to do top right. We'll call it a den. Top left den, bottom right den, bottom left den. So yeah, I wanna do like little families here and what they can experience. So the top right den, family of 4, 1 man, 1 wife. We'll say 1 husband, sorry. Husband, 1 wife, 1 child. We'll call it a son. And a grandparent. Well, so there's oh man, I guess I should tweak this room to have like a secondary bed. No. No, okay, this one won't have that. So we'll just say family of 3. Oops. There we go. 1 son. Let's see. They will question the group on why they are here, and that this is not a place they should remain in if they do not want to be twisted like they were. So I'm just going to write kind of like quick little things, because obviously I can't plan on what exactly they're going to ask, what they're going to say. So I'm just going to kind of like, oh, whoops, I keep accidentally doing that. I'm just going to kind of plan what I want the theme of that room to be. So the top right one, this one here, I want it to be like where this is a room where they're telling them that they shouldn't be here, that they should leave as soon as possible. The top left one, this one's kind of normal. So we're going to say that this one is the one with the grandparent. So we have like a secondary bed there. Let's see. We'll call this one the family of 4. Husband, wife, daughter, grandmother. Okay. We'll call it younger family, actually. Younger family 4. Say husband and wife stay cradling. I don't even know how to spell cradling. Cradling. We'll say rocking. There. No, we'll say. Ooh, actually. So we're gonna say family looms over grandmother's bed. Mourning the loss of the grandmother. This family will tell the party that Evelyn is to blame for all of this, and they wish for revenge against her. So I want this one to kind of be like anger and sorrow. So I'm going to write that down. We're going to put parentheses, anger / sorrow. I want that to kind of be the theme of that one. The top right one, we're gonna do this one like of a longing. It's kind of good, like a theme of like longing, like they wish for things to be as it was, but unfortunately they can't. So we can say like longing, regret. That's gonna kind of be the theme of this one. The bottom right one that they're currently in. So this one is a family of 3. Let's see. It was one husband, wife, and daughter. I'm going to put toddler. Let's see. Let's see. This family seeks to protect themselves from the other spirits as no. What do I want this one to be? Let's see. So maybe this is the one that's going to be like that they wish they never went with Vault Tech, and that they would have had a better chance outside. So maybe this one will be like instead of longing and like regret tone, we'll do something like let's see. I'll say foreboding, because it's like warning them. How do you spell foreboding? Is that how you spell foreboding? I was pretty sure it's pretty sure that's how you spell it. Unless there's like an E. It's like forefathers. Is it foreboding? Yeah, it is foreboding. Okay. So yeah, it's like a sense of like foreboding. So it's like a warning. And then this one I want to have to be like a family of regret. Let's see. Family regrets following Vault Tech and blame them for their current situation. Father feels like a failure for not protecting his family. All right. And then the bottom left one. This one is the one I kind of made to be a little chaotic. So I think this one I actually want it to be like the spirits were twisted into attacking the players. So this one I kind of want it to be a bit of a combat. And I think I'm going to have it where it's like a few ghosts, but then I want them to like call more spirits. And so I'm going to have it where like some of these spirits over here are going to be drawn over here. And then they're going to be kind of led by this anger, as it's like sapping the rest of the spirit's energy and using that to manipulate them into attacking the party. So yeah, we're gonna do a group of 2 wraiths and 1 spirit. Group is unable to discover who they were, but upon combat, these spirits will draw the other families into the fight, twisting their anguish into power to defend the mysterious presence looming over the vault. There we go. So yeah, something like that, where like these ones are what happens whenever these spirits lose their sense of humanity and who they were. And so I want it to be like, as they start the combat, I'm probably going to have the spirit most likely be the one to die because its health isn't the biggest. So most likely the group will attack that one. And once that one dies, I want the wraiths to have a moment where the group can see it like wail and like a banshee, and it like booms throughout the vault, where they then see some of the spirits of the families they had already met. Their faces, because I want it to be like, as they kind of get to communicate with the spirits, they start to see their visage through their apparition. But then as the wraith then pulls them and twists their anguish and their negative energy into a power for themselves, that visage that they were able to see previously is now blurred, and they can see vague semblances of who they were that they had just spoken to, showing that there's something here that manipulates them. And so yeah, that's kind of like the thought that I have for this, and that I think would be really, really cool to like twist the combat into. So yeah, that's what I kind of want to do with these 4 little dens. And then I have an upper floor area, which I can pull up real quick. Oh wait, no, it's not here. It's this one. Maps, vault, the vault upper floors. We're going to, nope. I want to yeah, okay, here we go. Sweet. So yeah, this is the upper floors. So whenever they go upstairs, these there's 2 doors that they could go through. There's one over here, which is like a dining hall, like cafeteria, food storage area. So over here, I'm probably gonna have a couple more spirits. And these ones aren't going to be as in-depth as the other ones, but these ones are going to be like, the spirits are just trying to replicate their previous life. They won't acknowledge the players, but the players can see them with nothing in their hands, like attempting to continue what they were doing previously. So yeah, this is like a little dining hall. The back here is some food storage. So I'm probably going to put some loot in here for them. Probably just like, no, maybe I won't put loot there actually. Maybe I'll just like have this be just food storage, that everything's rotten. And so yeah, maybe I'll put like a child in here. Ooh, that could be sick. There's like a child who like hid in the pantry. Ooh, yeah, let's do something like that. So let's go upper floors. Oop, floors. Okay. So let's do food storage. Child. Let's see. Child will be seen cowering in the back left corner of the room. The group can try to communicate with the child to find that its spirit was hiding from a presence that had followed it throughout the main hall. It hasn't left this hiding spot Let's see. Yeah. Ooh. What if it's like a looping thing? Okay, so like, what we could do is, whenever they enter, they see the child cowering in the corner. They go to try to communicate with it. They're able to speak to it. The thing is like, you guys can see me? What? Uh, no one's ever seen me before. Like something like that, where it's like it's astonished that there's actually someone here to communicate with, and we can have it say like it wants its mom. It's scared. But then I want it to be like it sees something, it gets scared, and then it runs off, and tries to escape, and then they hear it scream as it exits into the diner or into the dining hall, and then after a few moments of silence, they see the child reappear back in that corner, and the child is like being forced to go through a loop. And then and then I could come up with another message, where it's like, this the eldritch spirit, which I've in the messages I've just been calling it he. So we could have it where it says like, he torments us with, let me see, what would something that'd be sick. I gotta write this down. So he torments us endlessly. Oh no, I've already done one that kind of sounds like that. He warps our souls through pain. Twisting our minds. No. Warping out. Oh no, I already said warp. Okay, he corrupts our souls, warping our minds, molding us into his pawns. Never to return to who we once were. Ooh, yes. Okay. So I want this scene to be like, showing them how there's something that's above everything here, that's manipulating the situations that have happened here, twisting things, and reaching its claws and warping them to be what he wants them to be. And that can be like that could explain why there was that one family in the bottom left room who they couldn't see who they were. They couldn't even communicate with them. Because this would show like something twisted them. They saw families who still were who they were, who still, had their souls, their beings. But then there's some of them who have just been torn apart from who they were and are nothing but a shell, driven by whatever this presence is, to do whatever they, that it desires. Oh, this could be so good. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. So I'm gonna have to scribe this on like a physical note so that way I can give it to them. But yeah, that's such a, I love that. Let's see. So yeah, the child was seen cowering in the back left corner. The group can try to communicate with it. The child finds that it's to find that its spirit was hiding from a presence that had followed it through the main hall. This was the one place he was been able to hide from it. But the child gets cut off as he sees the presence looming over the party and attempts to escape, where they hear him scream in agony. After a moment, the group can begin hearing him crying in the corner, where he will loop over and over again. Ooh, I like this. Oh, that adds so much to this. Oh God, that's such a good. Oh, I love whenever I have moments like that where it's just like it fits. Ah, that's so good. Okay, so yeah, I want that to be that. I want this one to be where they've like started to lose who they were. Like they can't communicate. Their faces are blurred, but they're just standing there doing a task that they recall from their previous life. So it'll probably be like a few chefs. So like they could see like a slight visage of a chef uniform, or maybe like a chef hat. And they see them moving their hands in a motion, like they were chopping something. But then they just continuously do that. They don't respond to the players. They don't interact with them. The players can't distract them or do anything. They just sit there doing the motion over and over again. I like that. That one's kind of calm. Unless they like force a combat, I don't really want too much combat until they get to the overseer, because the overseer I want to be like a small combat again, kind of like the one that's down here. But this one I want it to be obviously a bit harder. So it's mainly going to be wraiths. And so yeah, that's what I want to happen there. I should probably write that down. Okay. Let's see. Kitchen. I was speaking about it. I didn't write it. Players can find vague. How do you spell vague? Vague. I don't remember how to spell vague. Whatever. We'll stay like that. Oh my God, I just spelled it right. Okay. Players can find vague visages of vault dweller chefs. They won't respond to any form of communication, and will endlessly do a menial task. There we go. Yeah, they'll just endlessly do a menial task. We'll say 3 chefs. Yeah. Cool. So that's the kitchen. Dining hall I'm going to leave pretty much empty, because I want the spirits to be there. Yeah. And then over here, this is the power room. And then the control panel's here, and then this is the reactor. So yeah, this is the power room. I don't know what I would want to do in there. I mean, I guess I could do something similar to like what I'm doing in the kitchen, where it's like there's a person here just standing at the control panels, and they're just like a faint visage again. I could probably do something like that, yeah, I guess. And this is a stair going up to the overseer's office. So yeah. Let's see. How do I want to do that? See, the hard thing is I don't know if my players are going to get to this part yet, because they tend to take a while. All right, I'll at least vaguely. Power room. One spirit. Players will find a vague. Oh my god, vague. Image similar to the one in the kitchen. Unable to respond and endlessly doing the same task. Okay. So yeah, these ones are essentially ones that have like given up. Yeah. Because I think in the end I do want it to be Evelyn, the overseer, that tells them. That's like the one that's been giving them the visions. Because she's the only one who's like fully 100% there. Yeah, because I want it to be like her punishment and her what the Eldritch being's goal is to use her to essentially test its control over the human essence. And she's the only one that it's left untampered with. Because it enjoys the agony of her seeing the downfall of what she's done. You know, she's the one who was responsible for these people. She's the one who was supposed to be the symbol of trust for these people. And she severely let them down. She let her scientific nature overwhelm her and allow her to rip these people from who they once were and allow their souls, their essences to be tampered with, as this spirit tempted her with knowledge. And that's how it like got to her, was that it was constantly tempting her with more knowledge. So yeah, I think that's the angle we're gonna go with on that. So overseer. So this is the So we're going to do overseer office. Awful. Office. Okay. Let's see. The players will see a much darker, more defined apparition looming at the desk in the center of the room. They will find upon entering and approaching the spirit, the spirit will then turn towards the group and they will all hear her voice whisper in their minds without any check. So yeah, this one I want it to be like she is so in control of herself, to a degree. Obviously she's been manipulated, but like she's fully there, unlike all these others who are just fractions and broken pieces of who they were. She's still her, and she's had to suffer through the hundreds of years of, you know, this hell essentially. And so yeah, I want it to be like there's no checks, there's no more tests for this. Every one of them hears this. They don't see her move, her mouth move, but they can hear her. And yeah, and it's like no matter what, they can feel her gaze like pierce through them, like a shard of ice just jabbing through their soul, and they are locked in, and can't do anything but just listen to her. So yeah, let's see. Without any check, she will tell them she has been watching them, and she is so glad they found them, the vault dwellers. Let's see. How do I want it to be? So, they approach her. She's in her chair. She's sitting there looking at the desk, and then she turns to the right, and she stares at them as every one of them is just standing here looking at her, and they can't take their eyes off of her. And that's whenever they hear her voice come through, and she tells them that I've been watching you. I'm so glad you found us. Like, I want it to be like a soft tone that just is. Obviously, I have some eerie music going on throughout this entire vault, and so I think I might try to find like a specific part of a song, or like the soundtrack of the ambient music I'm using, because I want this to be eerie and I want it to really be impactful. So yeah, I want it to be like, I'm so glad that you found us. We have been. I'm gonna put this in quotes. We have been alone for so long. He has played with us for so long. Ooh. The players will all be given a vision. I want it to be so all of them. There's no checks on these because she's so in control of her ghostly form that she can force this vision onto all of them. There's no checks. There's no failing. There's no passing. They all are forced into this vision. So they're all going to be given a vision of the vault during the final moments before the overseer died. They see her at the atrium. The atrium's this green section over here. It's very vague, but here there's like dead trees and there's dead flowers, and so this is like their little atrium. They see her at the atrium, withered and starved, almost looking unhuman, as she weakly leans against the walls. Oh, well, the edges of the atrium. She So I'm going to have her say, like, they all were so desperate to escape this hell. I had only wanted to see what the human condition would shape into with a little bit of struggle. pushed us past all limits. There was nothing I could do. But to do as he said. Let's see. So yeah, and then I'm gonna have it where the group sees Evelyn walk towards the vault door. Entering the prep room, they had their first vision in seeing, let's see, bodies. Piled up. How do I want to do this? I don't know. I feel like I'm missing the mark on this. Oh, whoops. I didn't even realize I did this. Well, whoops. C. I didn't even write that. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing it. I feel like this isn't it. I like this message that she's giving, but I don't like the vision that I'm giving them. What if she's not the only one who's alive? What if there are others who are alive, but they've already been twisted, and like they're almost ghoul-like, where there's this aura or like this almost like a musk of deep green that emanates from a few of them. And they're the ones who are piling up the bodies. And oh, yeah, that could work. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do that. And what if like they're hidden inside the reactor? And so, yeah. Oh, yeah, that could be it. Okay. So in the reactor room, I want it to be that the players are able to go in there, and they hear an ominous, or they don't. I'm not gonna say it's ominous. I'm gonna be like, yeah, here, look. If the players stay in there for a moment, they will hear what sounds like rapping like tapping against the metal walls of the reactor. So yeah, I want it to be like there's 3 of these ghouls inside the reactor. Yeah, and they're going to be glowing ones. Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. But these ones are going to be a little different than the normal glowing ones. These ones are going to be glowing with a deep, dark green instead of the normal, bright, vibrant, radioactive. Wait, no. Oh, maybe we should give them a different color. Oh, but I already kind of themed this one kind of green. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Oh, what if it's like it's the Wraith, but oh no. I think I'm gonna have it where they're ghouls, but they have like a bright green eyes. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Yeah, because I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this part. I'm not as excited about this part as I was with some of the other stuff. I feel like this needs work. But yeah, so I want it to be like these are like his minions, that he's manipulated these the vault dwellers and turned a few of them into minions for him. And these are like the direct acolytes, if you will, of him. And they're the ones who she couldn't stop because she was too weak. She knew her experiment went too far. She delved into things that she shouldn't have. These are far beyond her limits, and far beyond her realm of knowledge, that she could do nothing but be powerless to his influence. Oh yeah, okay. I'm feeling that. Okay. So let's see. What can we tweak in here? I'm just gonna No. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, she's so glad that they found him. They've been along for so long. He had played with us for so long. Oh, we'll say too long. Let's see. The players will given a final moments before the overseer died. They see her at the atrium, almost unhuman, as she's weakly leaning against the edges. Let's see. In the vision, the players will see what looks like vault dwellers that wreak a visible. Is it visible? Okay. Dark green musk. As their eyes are burning green. Let's see. Let's see. They were also desperate to escape this hell. Ooh, okay. Let's see. So yeah, I only wanted to see what the human condition would shape into with a little bit of struggle. But that is exactly what drew him to us. He seeked. Is that what he's from? Sought out our agony. He pushed us past all limits. There was nothing I could do but to do as he said. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this last part. The players will see those three, we'll call them mutated vault dwellers, grabbing bodies from within the dorms and throughout the vault, and bringing them to the vault door. I think there's another vision I want to give them. I think I want to give them a vision of before they get to this, I think I want to give them a vision of like the people trying to escape. So maybe whenever, let me see, what can I do? Whenever they're done with this, on the bottom floor, whenever they get done with these guys down here, maybe that's whenever I'll give them the vision of the vault door. where they will see. Oh, that's where I can introduce the mutated vault dwellers. So it'll be essentially, whenever they're done with those guys, the players are given a vision. This one, every vision they can pass or fail until the overseer. The overseer is the only one that I want it to be like, there's no way everyone has to see this. So yeah, I want it to be that. Yeah. Once they finish those, they're going to be drawn back to this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So what it could be, whenever they're done with them, they're given potentially a vision. If they fail, they're in this room and it's eerily quiet. It's dark. The lights are out. But they hear faint screaming. It's just soft enough that they are able to audibly hear it, and they can recognize it as screams, and they hear it coming from the main halls. And so what I want it to be is that the players who are in the vision will then go out into the main hall, and they will see some of the families and some of the other vault dwellers. They'll see them running towards the prep room. The players will almost be dragged. Like they have no choice. They can't not see it. So then they're dragged through, and then they're brought through the walls, and they're able to see a majority of these vault dwellers rushing the vault door, and they just hear them screaming, and it's just a cacophony of noise and fear. And they just see them all running towards the door. Where they see them pile up at the door, as one of them tries to open up the door with the control panel, and the rest of them are just banging and scratching and doing everything they can to try to get through the vault door. Some of them are trying to pull the door open. Obviously, it's not going to work, but they're desperate. They're malnourished. They're sleep deprived, and so they're losing their sense of reality. And so all of them are just almost animalistically just doing everything they can to try to get through this door. And then as the players are here seeing that, they hear footsteps coming from behind them. And that's whenever they turn around and they see those three ghoulish vault dwellers. Or we could say it's like two of them. And so the ones that are here that are trying to escape, those ghoulish ones, just barrage them with attacks, similar to a ghoul. It's probably going to be based off of like a ghoul, and they just rip them apart. And so all the blood and viscera is going to be spread throughout. And so the way I'm going to kind of explain that away is that whenever they're here, the red alarm lights were hiding the dried and aged blood. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do there. Oh, I like that idea. Okay, that's I feel like I'm cooking now. I feel like I'm cooking. I feel like now I've got it. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna see bringing them. Yeah, no. So we're gonna see grabbing bodies, from the vault door, dragging them through the vault and into the power room, where the vision. Oh wait, no. So I'm thinking about the wrong vision here. Oh god. Oh wait, no. Am I thinking of the right vision? No, I'm not. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking the wrong one because I'm gonna switch where these get introduced. So yeah, this is part of the overseer's office. I'm gonna have to work on this part probably a little bit later. But yeah, what I want to do, bottom left end, yeah. So we're gonna do upon defeating the spirits in the bottom left den, the players will be given another vision where they will be beckoned. How do you spell beckon? I don't remember. They'll be drawn, we'll say, towards the main hall, where they will see a few vault dwellers running towards the vault entrance. I think I'm gonna like kind of set this vision in like slow motion. Give it another vision where they will appear in the room they are currently in. But their movements are slowed and drawn out. No, I already wrote drawn out. Their movements are slowed, so it's like in the dreams whenever you're like trying to run as fast as you can, but you're just moving slow, so slow, and you can feel yourself trying to push, but you can't. It's kind of like that feeling. No matter how hard you try to move faster, you can't feel your body is weighed down beyond measure. Okay, so then so I'm gonna cut this part and then I'm gonna move it yeah. Wait, what? What did I just do? Okay, yeah. I don't know why it rearranged it like this. They'll be drawn to the main entrance. But their movements, yeah, okay, there we go. So then let's do upper floors. Oh no, oh my god, I did it again. I don't know why I was like that. Let's see. Yeah. This is where they will follow the spirits, or the vault dwellers. I wish it was an easier name for them. And see them desperately attempt to escape, but to no avail, as two mutated dwellers, I'm just gonna call them dwellers, will appear with that green musk. The mutated dwellers will shred those attempting to escape, where the vision will then snap back to reality. There we go. All right. Yeah, I feel like this is more than enough for what they're gonna get to. A lot of this I'm probably gonna have to do off the cuff. That's kind of what I always have to do, because I never know what these guys are gonna fucking do. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I feel like there's some really good ideas in here, and I'm so excited for them to kind of see this, because I feel like this is gonna be really fun. So yeah, this is where we're gonna probably end it here. I know the beginning of the stream was a little scuffed. So I'll probably try to either edit the VOD or cut out those parts because yeah, I know that no one wants to deal with audio issues. So I know this one was a little quiet. It wasn't it may not be the best, but any of you who may be kind of chilling in the chat, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you liked it, I would appreciate any follows. You can go ahead and check out my YouTube. It's all boxed up, and you can see some edited content we have on there for 7 days. I also have all of the VODs on my VOD channel. So yeah, if you guys like those, I appreciate you guys subscribe over there. But for now, this is where I'm going to probably end it. Appreciate everyone kind of hanging out. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. See you.